England, OP Opening. Start as England and instantly send your princess to France. Play the campaign normally. Make sure to spend money on buildings and do not accept any deal the French may send to you. Decline everything. On turn 3, your princess can make it down to Paris. Make sure you have around 400 gold. Spam units, buy mercenaries, whatever it takes. Aim for 400. Offer an alliance, trade, maps, and for your princess to marry the faction heir. In return, you want Angers. France will counter-offer and should request 200 gold for around 15 turns. Accept this. Boom. You get Angers, a fort city that makes 800 gold per turn. 3 heavy cavalry units worth 680 gold each. That is 2040 gold worth of units for free, all for 200 gold per turn. Then it is up to you. Go for Scotland and use your France army to attack Brussels and Antwerp. Or, if 200 gold per turn to the French is just unacceptable to you, go to war instantly with France. And then, because it only takes the money out of your finances the next turn, you get all of this for free. Welcome to Medieval to Total War. Top 25 Tips and Tricks. Number 2. Papal Diplomacy. When you enter the papal election, you can click on these faction symbols, where you can then enter into diplomacy with all factions that have an active cardinal. This can be great for getting those early trade deals and map information from faraway Catholic powers. However, you can also use this mechanic to exchange cardinal votes for money, alliances, etc. 3. Battle Hotkeys. Want to change your battlefield hotkeys, but cannot find this in the menu? Well, these are found on the battlefield. Press F1 and here are all your hotkeys. Same for the campaign map as well, just press F1. 4. Pikemen formations. If you want pikemen to really hold down a choke point, don't just click them into pike formation. You must select defensive formation also. However, still, once the enemy breaks through and engages one of your pikemen, that pikeman will drop his weapon and pull out his sword, becoming less effective. This is why your pikemen don't work right. For this reason, you also need a swordsman unit stood in front of your troops, but still behind the pikes. This way, the pikemen will not get engaged in melee and will be able to keep fighting in formation. 5. Crossings. You can block all movement on sea crossings by placing a ship there. This can be really handy as one of the Iberian powers if you don't want to expand down into Africa yet, or you can use it to block crusading armies who will tend to go the route past Byzantium into Anatolia, and then they all just blob up outside Constantinople. Hopefully just sightseeing, looking at you, Venice. Or, lastly, it can be used to block armies in the Denmark region. 6. Slow motion. Want to get cool, slow motion shots of battles, or perhaps 2x speed is not enough, but 6x speed is too fast. Hold Shift and then click to change the speed. This changes the speed in increments of 0.1. Now speed 0.1 is possible. 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.1, all possible. 7. Fire by line. For gunpowder units, keep them on skirmish mode, because this activates a secret second ability, Fire by line, allowing you to get more shots in. However, due to the nature of this mechanic, this works best 2 lines deep. 1 line to fire, 1 line to reload. So stretch your gunpowder unit as far as you can. keeping it 2 lines deep, then skirmish mode for maximum slaughter. 8. Don't build merchant wharfs. They are built. It says it provides an extra trade fleet. This extra trade fleet is what makes ports so valuable in classic Total War. However, the merchant wharf does not actually provide this. The normal military ports provide this, meaning the military ports get better units and also better trade. The merchant wharf just provides a bit of trade, but not what it says on the info card, and is certainly not enough to make it worth it. Late game, when you have nothing left to build, then maybe. They might be valuable, but focus on military ports first, as these make you the real money. 9. Agents. Tired of annoying agents running round your land? Cannot be bothered spending 20 turns to recruit and train a series of assassins to deal with it, only for them to then die to either failure or old age? Well, you can just surround any agent with individual units. Make sure it has no tile next to it that it can retreat to. Then click a final unit onto the agent and bam, the agent is killed. This is great for removing pesky assassins and can even be used to take out priests, cardinals, heretics, inquisitors, etc. 10. Alt attack. Want your ranged units to charge in and fight like a melee unit, but they still have ammo left? Simple fix. Hold down Alt, then click them to attack. This means they will use their alternate, secondary weapon instead, their melee weapon in this case. This works with all units, as every unit has a secondary weapon on them. Usually, the game will switch automatically though, so it is fine. For example, cavalry charge with their lances, and once in the main fight, they pull out either their swords or maces. You can use alt attack to make this switch sooner. 11. Venice Opening. As Venice, the moment you load in, grab your diplomat and send him to Bologna. From there, offer an alliance, trade, and maps for Bologna. He will send a counter offer asking for something around 3,500 gold for 3 turns. Accept. You can then go to war with the HRE to avoid the future payments. And then, because it only takes the money out of your account the next turn, you get Bologna and these 5 crossbowmen for free. These 5 mercenary crossbows are worth 4,300 gold themselves. The HRE will just return back to their land, and then these new crossbows can easily go take either Florence or push for Milan. Warning, with the similar English strategy, you can spend money sooner to get the city for a cheaper deal. With this strategy, if you spend money first, the HRE will not offer any counter deal. They want you to have clear money in the bank first, so if you plan to do this, do it as the first thing when you load into the campaign. 12. Milan's opening. The same works for Milan, but you can get it cheaper. Construct a building in Milan and Genoa, then send your diplomat to Bologna and offer the same deal. You can get it for around 850 gold for 10 turns. Accept, go to war with the HRE. That time it will then return home and won't be an issue. 5 crossbows and Bologna for free. Bologna itself makes more than 850 gold per turn, but it gets better. Then put Venice under siege with your general in Milan. Recruit the mercenary crossbows and spearmen that are nearby, mostly so that the AI does not get them. Cancel the buildings in the queue if needed. Then you can move the new crossbows from Bologna up to help with the siege of Venice, giving you a guaranteed win. By turn 2, you have the most powerful army in the game. Venice and the HRE are out of Italy, and you own 4 valuable Italian cities, with Florence and Bern as easy rebel targets nearby. 13. Banners on towers. Want to see banners on towers so you know which are shooting and which towers are not activated? Find your Medieval 2 folder and go to medieval2.preferences. find Show Understraw Banners and make sure to set it to 1, not 0. You can do this on mods also, as sometimes 3rd Age can have it disabled. Go to mods and find your mod, then find the same preferences file. For 3rd Age stack, it's called TATW. Then again, you can find banners here. Set it to 1 and then you can see which towers are active during the battle. 14. Chivalry. Each chivalry point earns you 0.5 population growth, which is extremely valuable in castles. If you play the chivalry game right, you can easily get a citadel by turn 25, providing the most elite units in the game before your neighbours have even begun wearing armour. 15. Dread. Dread lowers the morale of your enemies, but interestingly, only works when the general himself is nearby, meaning the side of the battle you want to break first. Keep your high dread general close to, in order to secure that route. 16. Fort Merchants. Merchants can actually make you a lot of money, but did you know that you can stack 20 merchants on a valuable tile, pulling in around 40,000 gold per turn, simply by building a fort there? Issue is, it just takes so long to reach this stage. I personally don't find it worthwhile. You have likely already beat the game before this point. 17. Trade relations. If you have a trade agreement with a faction, but cannot trade with them, as in you have no trade route connection open, they will gradually start to hate you, to the point where they will go to war with you over this hatred. This could potentially be a reason why Portugal might attack you in Britain. Perhaps you have a trade agreement with them, but cannot actually trade, making them despise you more than anyone else. 18. Hidden Wonder. Medieval 2 has a hidden wonder, Jerusalem. Any faction that holds this gains plus 15% to public order in every city. 19. Dog Cheat. Are you a dog lover? Open up the console and type puppify_my_love and see how the banners turn into dogs. This also works for Rome Total War, and I have a video on how to do something similar for Napoleon, but with cats instead. 20. Peasants. Peasants are dreadful as garrisons in cities, as they provide less public order bonuses than regular units, and are really not that much cheaper than a town watch or town militia unit. Never recruit peasants unless you are absolutely desperate. 21. Plazas. To start capturing a plaza, you need 4 times as many units on there. For example, as you can see here, I can capture this plaza because I outnumber them 4-1. 22. Retreating distance. Are you under attack and don't wish to fight? Are you worried that if you press retreat, you may not pull back far enough and may still be in the danger zone? Well, if you load fully into the battle, spawn at the edge of the map and then flee, your army on the campaign map will actually retreat further than if you were to just click retreat from the start. 23. Crusades. This is how the Crusade and Jihad target is chosen by the AI. They go for the largest straw, hence why Cairo is almost always the first option. It is a capital city with the Crusade resource, with high heresy and high city level. 24. Hungary Opening. As Hungary, play the game as normal and send your princess to the HRE. Keep around 7k gold in the bank, which should be easy as Hungary, because they start with quite a decent pot of gold as it is. Offer an alliance, trade, map info, and your princess's hand in marriage for Vienna, and the HRE will get back to you with an offer of around 3,500 gold for 7 turns. Accept and then go to war with the HRE. You got Vienna and 5 units of crossbows worth 4,300 gold for free. 25. Guilds. Guilds are actually a super interesting mechanic and are overpowered if used correctly. Check out my last video guide to see how to get them, use them, and which are the best. This has been 25 tips and tricks for Medieval 2 Total War. Hope you enjoyed, but for now, until the next one, Malgon.